You can't get this guy out of your head. Either you're super attracted to him, the chemistry is amazing, or the sex is just out of this world. Heck, maybe you're dickmatized. There's a guy you can't stop thinking about. Likely, you're in a situationship where you want more and maybe he doesn't for whatever reason. Now, while we can't control how we feel, we can control our mindset, which changes how we see something, which then changes how we feel about that thing. So a good example is, for me, I don't really get jealous. Now, is it because I'm just a better man than the next? Not at all. But here's how changing your mindset then changes how you feel. It's very common and easy that a guy is out with his girl at a bar or club. Maybe she goes to the bar to get a drink and some guy is trying to talk to her. It's very easy for him to get very jealous, very irritable, and frankly, bring that energy to her. It can potentially ruin the whole evening. Whereas the mindset to be completely unaffected by the situation that I have myself, you can use too. If I'm out with a woman and she's getting hit on by a guy at the bar, first off, if I think she's gorgeous, then other guys are going to as well. And here's how I see it. If I've got a genuine connection with this woman, then some random guy on a random night isn't going to be a threat to that. Or on the other hand, if a random guy on a random night is a threat to that, then the sooner I know that, the better, because then she's not the woman for me. It's never about stressing over what you can't control. It's about knowing in yourself, how will you handle the situation should it be worst case scenario? And once we've decided that for ourselves, we don't have to stress or worry about it. And you'll find that your emotionality is in a completely different space. And so today, I'm going to help you cultivate the mindset that's going to change your obsession over someone, and then a handful of practical things you can do to help you grow from it. Now, generally, there's two most common situations where we might be obsessed with someone. It's either someone we admire from afar, where we've had nothing intimate with them, like a work colleague or even a friend, and then the person who we've had something intimate with, but they don't feel the same way about how it's going to move forward. So the first one, if you find yourself obsessing over someone you've had no romantic connection with, I want you to ask yourself, are you obsessed with who they are or the idea of who they are? Like, really hear that. Because if you think about it, you realize it's not because of who they are, it's more the idea of who you think they are in a relationship. Now, you might say, but Kit, I actually know this person. I know their personality, and that's why I can't get over them. And while you may know who they are as a person, you don't know what it's like to be the recipient of their romantic intention and energy. Whenever we're in this situation, we have to remember we don't know that side to them. Like, we don't know if they're considerate, if they're consistent. Would they make us feel seen, safe, and heard? Whether they're a generous lover or a selfish one. Thing is, people can be one way with most people, but be completely a different way in their romantic lives. I mean, we all have that one friend who we genuinely have love for, but we wouldn't let our brother or sister date them. And not even just this way, but we see this in more serious instances. When someone is an abuser in their relationship, but to everyone else, they're absolutely golden. That's what makes it so hard for the abused person to get help and support, because convincing other people that their partner is capable of it is the most difficult and painful part. So when it comes to this person we might have this obsession with, we have to remind ourselves, we have no idea who they are as a partner, which means you're not actually obsessed with them. You're obsessed with who you think they are. And just coming to that realization is going to change how you see this entire situation you're in, and thus compartmentalize the attachment you think you have to this person and help you look at it a little bit more objectively. Hey, you know me, I always want to give great value. And so as a thank you for watching this episode, I want to give you the secret sauce that makes a man want to desperately commit to a woman. It's not great sex, and it's not how hot you are. It's the value you bring outside of the bedroom, which is why I'm giving you my guide, the 5 feminine ways to add value to a man's life that makes you irreplaceable to him. Absolutely free. Just click the link below and it's yours. Now back to the video. So, what about if you're obsessed with someone who you have been intimate with or you are currently being intimate with? How can you stop this person from having such a pull on you? Well, you have to ask yourself 2 questions. 1, have I told them that I want something more? And 2, have they reciprocated the same energy and intention. Now, you might be in a situation where they don't feel the same way, yet he still wants to be intimate with you. And for you, that's better than nothing. But here's the way I want you to start seeing it. They may want you, but they're not choosing you. Wanting you and choosing you are two very different things. Wanting you is an indulgence for him. Choosing you is a promise to you. And the way it's really important to see it this way and shift your mindset for this situation is because this is when you'll realize that he will indulge in you until he is ready to choose someone else. And while this may be hard to hear, if he's not choosing you now, but you're still giving him the sexual play, you are giving him permission to do that. This is when things will end, but then suddenly he's in a relationship just 2 months later. And even though things have ended, it still stings. So what you have to ask yourself is, if you truly have love for yourself, why would you choose someone who isn't choosing you? On principle, you can't and shouldn't be choosing this person, and begin to see this person as someone who is there to take what you have, but not give you in return, and you deserve better than that. So while you're shifting your mindset that's going to serve you better in this situation, here's some practical things you can focus on. One thing you can start doing right now is to do one thing every day for yourself that brings you joy. Read a book, go for a walk, watch a movie, anything that helps you process and move on. This is the time to really connect with yourself. And if you don't want to be alone, then you must reach out. Reach out to a friend or a family member who can lend a listening ear. Now, if you're anything like me, personally, I can have that thought of, okay, well, but I don't want to be a bother to anyone with my issues. But this is precisely why you have those people in your life. And you'll be surprised how much people come to your aid when you just say, hey, I really need your help right now. Now, one thing that may start happening, especially if you are reflecting on the current situation, is you start to have a lot of negative talk to yourself. It's easy to be hard on ourselves in times of emotional distress, but make sure to practice self-compassion. Negative thoughts and feelings are a part of life, and it's okay to make those mistakes, but it's not something that's supposed to stop you from moving forward. And in times of high emotional stress, it's often the biggest roadblock. And to help yourself come out of this, I want you to write down 5 things every morning that you're grateful for. And I mean, actually write it down, not type on your screen on your phone or your laptop, like actually putting pen to paper, because actually writing it with your very own hands is a transference of energy. The more energy you can give to the page, the more energy the page will give to you when you are reading it back. Now, something else to do, which is really great, is just take up a new hobby, volunteer at a charity, take up a new sport on the weekend, or might I suggest puppy yoga. Yeah, you heard me, puppy yoga. You literally do yoga with the most adorable puppies. And while I've never done it myself, I've heard it is amazing for one's spirit. And my favorite thing to do that especially helps moving our emotions on from someone is to connect with positive people, as well as limit access to any negative people. And yes, on the odd occasion, it may include a family member. I get there maybe that one person who comes to you when they feel down, or when they have any drama. You have to look after yourself for the time being. You can't be pouring into someone when your cup is nearly empty. And that's not saying that you love them any less, but you can't be the right support for them right now. And just remember, whatever you're going through, nothing lasts forever. Well, thanks for tuning in. And if you're ready to take your love life to the next level, then be sure to join the Kit Angels community in the link below. Let's stay connected. See you next time.